First up is going to be Microsoft Word. What you can see here, I know it's not formatted, but I will draw your attention down here. We've got 41 pages, 15,000 words. This is the computer security Wikipedia that I just went and copy pasted into a document. And I'm going to go up to Copilot here in the top. You can see the button is in the top right side. And I'm going to ask it to summarize this document. So if anybody out there has to go through pages and pages of documentation, the summarize feature, I think, is hugely critical. And you can see it in action as it's working on the right side. You can see a number of references there because this is a huge file. And it talks about all sorts of different things. And so if I am curious about a specific, I can go to it, I can click on it. Maybe malicious software is interesting. You can see now it's jumped me right to where I need to look at it, take a look at what's going on inside of the file that I'm looking at, and really cut through the noise here as far as the summary component goes. And so, yeah, something that I just wanted to showcase the power of. It's a lot more of a quality of life and that control find feature to look for certain words. So with that, yeah, I wanted to show you some other word capabilities. Pardon my background there, just celebrating 30 years next year, so getting excited for it. Let me get back to my folder here. All right, well, let's maybe talk about some of the generative capabilities here. So I'll start with just a blank slate here in Microsoft Word. And I've got a Copilot indicator here to get started. So I'll click this to open the draft feature. You can see I can enter up to 2,000 characters, and I can even attach files. So I can attach other Word documents and PDF documents, more importantly, was a big one for either reference or summary things. But I'll type in a little bit of maybe some kind of generic cybersecurity, and then maybe focus a little bit more on the phishing that you're hopefully all aware of out there in cybersecurity, just from kind of common use cases. Just wanted to show you kind of what this looks like in action as it works through it. You can see there, so just a couple of seconds, and I've generated 2 full pages. Logically, it's given me an opening and a closing with the inclusion and inclusion. And then I can manipulate this further. So if maybe I wanted to know more about network security, I can highlight that, go back to my Copilot button. This wants to play nicely for me here. There we go. And I can make changes to it. So maybe just expand that certain section there. And you can see there now I've got more kind of robust. And so I can go in and generate documents from scratch. I can summarize. I can make certain changes to it. I could change the tone of it, say make it formal, make it more casual, make this for a non-technical audience, and a couple of different things. And I can even regenerate it as well. So that's important to know that if you and a colleague sit down and put identical to the letter word for word prompt, you will get a different output each time just because it is generating this stuff on the fly. And then if I go back to my Copilot here, you can see we've got some easy buttons that you'll notice. So you don't even always have to type in a prompt. There's a lot of inspiration that I think comes with this that, yeah, Microsoft has done a great job. We'll see if there's a call to action in here. I don't know if there is one or not, but yeah, maybe there will be. So does not contain one. Okay, that's great. Well, what are the key points maybe of the document then? And we'll just have that, generate that. And yeah, I wanted to do this in a live demo just to show you guys what it looks like in real time. There is that brilliant breakdown. Look at that. It's gone through every single section. You can see that it's going to do that on a large scale as well as that previous example. And now it can come in and say, oh, I want to learn more about information security. And yeah, it'll just take you right to there when it is in the document. But as this is kind of a whistle-stop tour, I've got a few other apps to show you. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. So I've got this turned on in my OneDrive. The autosave is enabled. I'm just going to go to the share, and I'm just going to put the link to this document in my clipboard. So I'm just going to copy it. I'm going to click the link just to put it inside of my clipboard. So great, I've got that. It's good to go. I'm going to exit that out. And we're going to hop over to Microsoft PowerPoint. And I think this is maybe an undersold, capability in here. Not a lot of people use PowerPoint, and I think it's maybe a little limitation as far as the AI assist with it, as well as just kind of learning more about what exists already in PowerPoint. But here I can create the presentation from file, which I'll do, but I can generate a presentation from scratch. And of course, you can pull up existing ones and see if you can cut through the noise a little bit to show key slides in summary fashion. Are there any dates or deadlines kind of things? But I'm going to create presentation from file, and then I've pasted that clipboard site. So there, that big long link is in my clipboard. I'm going to go ahead and generate a presentation from that Word document that you just saw me generate. And what I really like as well is it's not just a percentage loading bar. It tells me what it's doing as it's doing. So great. It's got a good outline for the presentation, an opening, a main body, and a close. Maybe a little emphasis on the fishing there because that was specified. And in real time now, you guys can see just how quickly this has been generated. Now I've got a good presentation with an agenda. Again, this is not something that's going to do your work for you. But this has done 80% of my work. This has got kind of that boring setup, the admin of getting the framework and the bones in place for this presentation. And then here's the trick to make this better. So what I'll do now, is you hop over to design, and in design, you've got things called themes. So here, if you click this little down arrow, we can pop this open. And you can see here, save current theme. If you've got your company branding, your logos, your icons, and you get those all into PowerPoint, you can save that as a theme. It'll become one of these many flavors up here. Now with one button click, I've now themed the entire presentation. And now what I can come in is make this look nicer. And this is, a more enjoyable aspect of my job. This is the designer feature, giving me just a little bit of inspiration. So I didn't know exactly how I wanted this to look, but that doesn't look right. Maybe I want to, click this. And all of a sudden, you guys can see here in just a couple of minutes, I put together a pretty good looking presentation. And if I were to spend significant time, I could really make this look world class. But this is just fantastic for internal meetings, weekly meetings, reports, team syncs, quarterly, business reviews and things like that. I think very, very powerful tool to use this. And I mean, these are even non-Copilot features. So it's using the AI with your existing tools. I think that's a big thing to kind of remember is, don't consider this to be kind of an island by itself. There's going to be multiple aspects inside of it. So lots of really cool things going on and how this works with PowerPoint. Perfect. And then as well, just I'll mention at the Ignite, they introduced something called Narrative Builder. And so this is going to get a big boost very shortly as well, as far as storytelling and crafting and capabilities to put even more, personalization into what's coming out for this.